YouTubers are getting increasingly salty that people are calling them out for being talentless frauds in the voice acting community, because that has been like that has been the thing that we've noticed over the past couple of years, ever since this trend of like YouTubers becoming voice actors became a thing, is that these YouTubers, people like YongYea, people like ProZD, like they legit think of themselves as serious voice actors, like legit talented people that are just putting themselves out there in LA or whatever to try and make their dreams come true, like pursuing a voice acting career without really realizing or appreciating that there is no career in voice acting. There is no respect for it. There is like really nothing to being a voice actor. And in fact, it's probably going to be one of the first careers like replaced by AI, right? But these guys and girls, Helena Taylor comes to mind, are really genuinely seem to think that they're like some hardcore, like crazy talented individuals that are very critical to the success of a game, right? They seem to really seriously think that like people buy games because of voice actors. And so they're adamant that like voice actors should be paid significantly more than what they are. They should be treated like celebrities. They should be worshipped. Like you should respect them and their work. And I don't see why we should do that. Like not only just for them, like for all voice actors, right? Like I think this is kind of the issue when it comes to YouTubers as voice actors, is that like YouTubers think this is some gateway to being taken seriously as entertainers, as like people in like the acting sphere, but in reality nobody really cares about voice acting at all. Like I myself have been like speaking out against acting as a career and like respecting actors. Like I think we should return to like the ancient Greek way of treating actors as just being like the scum of the earth, right? Like that's my mindset, is that like I don't like actors in general. Like I don't respect actors like at all. So like this idea that like YouTubers think that acting is some like respectable career that deserves respect is laughable to me. All right, that's kind of my mindset when I'm going into this. Like it's not just because a lot of these YouTubers like YongYea are complete frauds who are only getting roles because of their YouTube channels giving them like massive marketing potential, and creators can just pay them less. Like it's not just about like these people not being all that talented or all that interesting, like all that good of a creator. Like it goes back to the fact that like acting is not a respectable profession to begin with, right? There's nothing about acting that makes it respectable, right? And this is, I think, like a major cultural shift that we're going through right now, because I think back in the 80s and 90s, people had a lot more reverence for actors. They were worshipped. They were like treated like, Hollywood gods, right? They were treated like they were a big deal back in the day. But like, now that the illusion has kind of been dispelled a bit, now that we know like how retarded these people actually are, how they have no real talents, how like all of this is just an illusion, right? Like people thought that like actors had like way more influence over the way their characters were depicted than they actually did. If they actually like did something other than like act, or like that it took real talent to do what they did. Like now that the illusion has kind of like fallen through, people don't really respect them anymore, right? Like that's kind of what it comes down to. Like I myself like started hating actors, like for political reasons, but the more I think about it, I think it kind of goes into more than that. Is that like why exactly would I respect this career more than like scientists or doctors or like anything really? Like actors, honestly, like I don't even think should be a career. Like I think in general you should just have if you're in the entertainment industry, like you probably should have like practical skills, being able to do a lot of different things on stage, and then like maybe occasionally you have the opportunity to act, right? Like that's kind of how I think about it, right? Like why exactly is acting like considered like a career? Like I don't see it. So like my view on this is that people like YongYea, people like ProZD, like they really want to be taken seriously. They really want to be in this position where they're treated like celebrities. They really want to have this to be worshipped for their contributions in voice work. And it's just isn't going to happen. Nobody really cares all that much. ProZD is always just going to be that guy who did the funny skit videos like a couple of years back. YongYea is always going to be that guy who shilled for Cyberpunk and Kojima like in 2015, right? Like those guys are never going to be able to skip their YouTube careers. Like I've seen them try and like maintain this illusion that they're like more serious voice actors than they are YouTubers, but that simply isn't true at all. Because if that was true, like people would be more invested in their projects. People would be like taking them more seriously as voice actors, and like there wouldn't be this very real discussion, this very real observation that like what they're doing would not be sustainable without their YouTube channels. Like that is the only reason they can pursue this goal of like trying to be celebrities, right? That is what's happening here. These guys are just trying and failing to make it big in LA.